Thanks for taking time to check out the demo for Pro Tools for Songwriters. I've got a Pro Tools session set up here that gives you an example of the skills you'd acquire in the Pro Tools for Songwriters course. We're going to do a very short version of the ABC song. And we're going to start with a guide vocal with just me reciting the ABCs to a click track. And then around that, my just little guide vocal, we'll add drums, bass, an old school Hammond organ, an acoustic guitar, an electric guitar, and finally a finished vocal. So I'm going to start by doing the recitation of the ABCs, and I'll give myself 2 bars for free with the click, and then I'll lay it down. Here we go. And bring that to the front. There we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I've learned my ABCs. Pro Tools for Songwriters, that's for me. Okay, so that's just a basic guide vocal to show where we are within the track, so we can lay down drums, bass, and organ with the chord changes in the right places and all that stuff. So let's transition on into the next section where we'll be laying in the drums. All right, let's continue on with our drum track here, and let me show you how quick and easy it is to lay down a drum track here in Pro Tools to keep your demo process going along really, really smoothly. So here's our drum track here, and we're going to be using a virtual instrument called Easy Drummer, which has been around for quite some time now and used by a lot of pros, and you too as well. So you'll be getting started with this. It's a lot of fun. Okay. Click on my drums. There we go. I'm going to record enable the track, and now I can play it from my little USB MIDI controller that I have here on my desktop. There we go. And with the drum kit here, you can change the sound of any one of the drums. So if you don't like your kick drum, wow, there's tons to choose from. So let's just go ahead and take what the stock kit that we get here with the Easy Drummer 2 Modern kit, and I'm going to try and play in a pattern to the click here and see how that works. So here we go. I'm going to put it in record. Here I go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I've learned my ABCs. Pro Tools for Songwriters, that's for me. Well, you know what? That really wasn't very good because I'm not a very good drummer. Okay, so I could play it in, and I could use some other options that are available in Pro Tools to clean it up, but that still wouldn't really be a great track. Let me show you what Easy Drummer can do for you with all the pre-made patterns that you can just drag and drop and really get a track going really, really quickly. It's really, really cool. Okay, so I'm going to go over here to scoot this out of the way, and I'll just do a Command-Z and undo that. Now I'm going to go to the pattern browser, and I'm going to go over here to where it says, this is kind of an up-tempo song because I'm at 160 beats per minute. And I'm going to go down here to some of the patterns, and I've of course, kind of pre-selected these to make the demo go along really quickly here for you. But I'm just going to play this Motown area here, and I'll play Variation 1. Okay, so that's a possibility to start the song. Okay, so I'm going to use Variation 1, but before that, I'm going to give myself that little intro. Okay, so let me go ahead, and I'll just drag this right into my drum track right there, and I'll use my trimmer tool to trim it up, so now it's just 2 bars long. So let's listen to that. Oops. A, B. Okay, so now we need some drums after that. Now that we've got that count off going, we don't need our click track anymore. So now I'm going to go down here to where it says verse, take Variation 1, and I'm going to drag that into my track right there. Okay, so let's see how that sounds. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Okay, so I'm going to let that play, and then I'm going to switch to another pattern here where I kind of end, kind of get out of it and finish the track right there. So I'm going to go here to up-tempo rock, and I'm going to go to bridge. Kind of go to a tom pattern there, which might be a lot of fun, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and drag that in. Now I've learned my ABCs. Pro Tools for Songwriters, that's for me. Okay, so it's a little bit long, so I'll just go ahead and select some there and just trim it off, okay? Pro Tools for Songwriters, that's for me. Okay, so I can see that I've really still got a little too much. I just want those last two notes there. So I'll just change my grid, go down to here, get rid of those last couple of notes. Let's check our work. Pro Tools for Songwriters, that's for me. Okay, that'll work. Let's just keep it going. Let's get through this and keep going. All right. So next thing we'll transition into is going to be our bass track. All right. So. All right, let's continue on with our bass track. And for our bass track, we're going to be using another virtual instrument called Trillion. So you can get a bass track even though you don't play bass, and actually probably even though you may not play keyboards really well. So we're going to do a really simple version for our ABC song, and we're just going to use a 1 chord and a 5 chord. We're in the key of E here. That's where I'm going to put it because I've already met with the vocalist, and I know that's where we're going to lay in the vocal track in that key. So I'm going to keep it really simple with just hopefully maybe just a 2 chord, maybe 3 chord progression. So we're going to use the bass here, and let's record, put record, enable the track, which will allow me to play the bass virtual instrument here with my USB MIDI keyboard. All right. All right, so let's lay down a bass track really quickly. Maybe I'll make a mistake and I'll have to do a couple takes here, but I'll try and play it as well as I can so we can get through this quickly. Here we go. Oops, let's rewind Pro Tools there. And there we go. Get it back to 1. Here's our count off, and then we'll get it going. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I've learned my 8 BCs. Pro Tools for Songwriters, that's for me. Okay, so I've got it, and I did it using just 2 chords. Wow, how cool is that? Okay, so here we go, and I'll kind of zoom out there, and there's the notes. There's our A, E's right there. Then we went to the 5 chord, the B, then back down to the E, then 2 punches on the B chord there, and ending with an E. Okay, let's go ahead and see if we can tighten up this track a little so it sounds more bass-like. I'm going to change from clips to notes view here. And if I was playing with a real actual bass guitar, and maybe some of you are bass guitarists there, you'd probably think that, well, geez, those notes sound so staccato. Like, if you were just playing, on a bass guitar, you would just hold down the note and just keep hammering away, and it would just keep ringing. A, B, C. Let's listen to that. Oops. Let's go ahead and mute the drums and mute the guide vocal. Okay, so let's make that part sound more bass guitar-like. First thing I'll do is I'll select all the notes in the track. There we go there. Ooh, I can see I made a little mistake, and that's the cool part about virtual instruments, is it looks like I accidentally brushed both the E and I brushed the C there, so I'll go ahead and grab that C, hit the delete key. Yeah, that'll be good. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's tighten up the track. First thing we'll do is we'll rhythmically correct it, so I'm not playing ahead or behind the beat. And I'll go ahead to my event operations window and go to quantize. Quantize is rhythmic error correction. Now, I didn't play that far off the drum track here, so my track is pretty good, but let's just show us how we can tighten it up. Let's zoom in, and when I apply this now, you'll notice that all of a sudden these notes are going to snap to the blue grid line right there where I'm pointing with the mouse. So let's go ahead and change that. And there we go. Now they're right with the kick and snare drum, okay? All right, good. Let's listen to that. Okay, they're still kind of staccato-y. How could we fix that? Well, I'm going to change the duration or the length of each note so they'll sound like they're connected. So it sounds like I actually kind of almost never let up on the string, or did a finger mute on the neck with it. Let's go ahead and change the duration of those notes, so that they're, well, not all of them. Okay, let me go ahead and just, yeah. Okay, we'll change all of them. Okay, so let's grab all the notes. There we go. And we'll go get that window again. And let's go to there, change duration. And I'm going to set them all to this setting. And if you take the course, you'll find out what all these magic numbers mean. But the number 480 will make them all an exact eighth note in length. So let's listen to it now. There we go. Okay, good. Well, let's just go with that. There's more we could do to this track, and you probably heard some little changes in volume and articulation, and we'll certainly get into that if you decide to take the course. There's a lot to do with MIDI that we can do to really polish this track up. But this will be enough here to just get us going, okay? So let's hear that with the drums and the guide vocal. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I've learned my ABCs. Pro Tools for Songwriters, that's for me. Okay, cool. Well, let's transition then into the next segment where we'll be adding an organ track. All right, let's continue on with the next section where we're going to lay in our organ track. And for that, we'll be using the kind of imitation or the virtual Hammond organ that comes with Pro Tools. So here we are, and I'll record and enable the tracks and play a little bit with my USB MIDI keyboard. So, and you can hear it's even got that imitation Leslie speaker, the classic Leslie speaker, and you can, actuate the drawbars with your mouse. To kind of mix and match and get different sounds going. So let's just lay down the organ track really, really quickly here so we can get another part in. Again, right now we're working with the exception of my guide vocal. We're kind of working with virtual instruments and MIDI, which is a big part of desktop music production and really demo production, a great tool for songwriters to have under the belts. So let's go and do this organ. And after that, then we'll get back to recording an acoustic guitar, an electric guitar with audio tracks, and finally our vocal there. All right, so here we go, and let me scoot that down there, and 2 bars for free with my click, and then I'll play. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Oh, I got off to a bad start there, so let me Command Z, undo. I've hit some bad notes. Let me try it again. That's the great thing about Pro Tools and working with computers. You can always redo it. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I've learned my ABCs. Pro Tools for Songwriters, that's for me. All right, there's my organ track. Pretty cool. We'll just keep that as it is so we can move ahead and get our acoustic guitar track in. So we'll transition into that in the next segment. All right, let's continue on with our ABC demo here and lay in our acoustic guitar track. I've got a microphone and boom stand already set up and microphone's already cabled in. I'm going to go ahead and sneak back the volume of my guide vocal a little bit to get that out of the way so I can just really concentrate on the instruments and the sound of the guitar. So let's go ahead and put the track in input and record enable it, and let's lay that track in. Well, I could barely hear my guide vocal along with that acoustic guitar, but really it doesn't matter because by now I know the track pretty well and I kind of knew where I was going with the chord changes, which are really quite simple. So we've got that laid in. Let's take it out of record, take it out of input, and let's go ahead and transition into our electric guitar track. Let's quickly lay down an electric guitar track here. I'm going to go ahead and use a technique sometimes called shredding in the box. In the box means in the computer, and shredding kind of a guitarist term for playing electric guitar. We're going to be using a virtual amp simulator here that is made by Avid, who makes Pro Tools. And let me show you that. That's what that looks like. There's the 11-rack editor window. And here's my guitar amp with all the controls for that. I can choose different type of speaker cabinets. I've got my pedal board up here. If you're not good at dialing in guitar sounds, wow, there's a whole big library of sounds for you to choose from. Here we've got a factory library. Here we've got a user library. So there is all kinds of stuff that you can listen to and check out. Really fun to use. So I've got my guitar already cabled in. I'm just going to use the preset called Big Blue here. And when I start playing, well, let me put this track in input here. There we go. And let's listen to a little bit of Big Blue. Okay. Now, one of the things you can hear a little bit probably in the video, or you may be able, or may not, is you can probably hear the sound of my guitar strings being strummed acoustically, and that's being picked up by my voiceover mic here. So when I go ahead and lay the guitar in, I'm going to go ahead and turn off my microphone so you don't hear those strings, and then I'll bring it back in. But before I do, let me just let you know I'm going to kind of dial in my sound a little here before I switch my mic off by backing off some of the bass, some of the middle, maybe boosting the treble a little, and you'll hear me kind of strum a few notes as I change those. So let me put it in record here, switch off my mic. All right, so there we have it. There's a guitar take. Let's go, or guitar track. Let's go ahead and take that out of record and input, and let's go ahead and lay down our vocal track. All right, let's go ahead and lay in our vocal track for the big finish here. I brought in my vocalist, my friend Nigel, all the way from the land down under in Australia, and he's all ready to go and ready to lay in our ABC song. Nigel, are you ready to go? Let me turn off my talkback track and I'll let you have it. I'm all set, mate. Let's do it. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, and Y, and Z. Now I've learned my ABCs. Pro Tools for Songwriters, that's for me. Wow, Nigel, that was amazing. One take, and it's a keeper. I think we're out of here. Let's go and get this thing mixed. Okay, let's go ahead and do our rough mix of our ABC song here. And let's go to our mix window, which we have not looked at yet. And let's get Pro Tools to the front. There we go. And here we go. So here we've got all our faders for our volume levels, our pans to pan left and right to our, each side of our headphones, earbuds, speakers, whatever we've got, whatever we're listening over. I've done a little bit of work already here just to get things started, move it along. My drums with Easy Drummer were recorded in a stereo situation, so I've got those panned hard left and hard right. My bass, typically speaking, bass is going to be monophonic and it's going to be right up the center. So I've panned these all the way just to the center like that. So right up the center. So it should be centered in your headphone mixer as you're listening. Organ, I'll just leave that panned and left and right as well. Hard left, hard right. My acoustic guitar, my electric guitar, I really don't want them sitting on top of each other in the mix. So I'm just kind of pushing them over to the, not all the way out to the left and right, but a little bit out to the left and right there. And my vocal, traditionally, that's going to be right up the center as well in the mix, so we'll just leave that there. I'm going to start the mix, and this is just one approach to mixing. There are many approaches to mixing. If you take mixing courses or maybe watch some videos on it or whatever, talk to friends, whatever. I'm just going to start the mix by bringing up my vocal track, and I'm going to mix around the vocal, okay? So I'm just going to sneak it up to there, and the reason I'm keeping my levels low is because I don't want to risk distortion, because as I start adding in all the instruments, the volume is going to build and build, and I don't want to risk overloading Pro Tools, okay? So here we go. I'm going to then sneak in my drums and my bass and my rest of the guitars as we hear the track play. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, and Y, and Z. Now I've learned my ABCs. Pro Tools for Songwriters, that's for me. Okay, that's a good place to start, or at least a place to start. Let's just show you what you can do to give a few of the instruments a little bit of help here. All right, my acoustic guitar seems a little bit dull, so I'm going to add some EQ to that, so I'll mute the rest of my tracks here and listen just to my acoustic guitar. And I'm going to go ahead and add a EQ plug-in here. And this comes with Pro Tools, and I'm just going to brighten up that guitar. And maybe scoop out a little bit of the low frequency, because I don't need that fighting with the kick or the bass drum. They've got that area, so let's let them have it. Okay, let's put that in the mix and see how that works. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, and Y, and Z. Now I've learned my ABCs. Pro Tools for Songwriters. Okay, let's give a little bit of help to Nigel's voice here. And first, let's sneak it up in the mix just a shade, but let's also bring it out by, again, adding some EQ. And if we want, we could add a little bit of reverb to his voice as well. So let's go ahead and mute the rest of our tracks. And A, B, C. Let's go ahead and add some EQ first. So let's go ahead and add that EQ that comes with Pro Tools. We'll add some presence range or upper mid-range frequencies right around 4.5 kilohertz there. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There we go. That brightens it up nicely. Let's add a little bit of sparkle to the high end. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. Okay, let's go with that. And how about we give Nigel just a little bit more help with a little bit of reverb here. So I'll go to reverb and just grab my deverb that comes with Pro Tools. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. And there I'm just blending the reverb, which all the way on the wet side, with the dry sound or the unprocessed sound of Nigel's voice. And we'll just kind of put it right at about 34% there. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Okay, so let's go ahead and kind of see what our mix sounds like here. We could keep tweaking on this for hours, but we need to get it out the door, okay? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, and Y, and Z. Now I've learned my ABCs. Pro Tools for Songwriters, that's for me. Okay, so let's go ahead and bounce that to an MP3. And we'll just grab the entire length of the track here. And we don't want any dead space, so let's just give it just like a eighth note before the track starts. A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, and we'll bounce that to an MP3, so file type, MP3. We could bounce it to a WAV or another file type if we want, but a stereo interleave MP3, and we'll call it A, B, C, rough mix 1. All right, and we'll do what's called an offline bounce to make it even quicker. All right, and we'll go bounce that. And here it's asking for a little metadata. So let's call it Nigel. Oops, Nigel, E-L. Nigel is the artist. Here we go. Let's call the genre pop. There we go. And I think we're good to go. Let's just go ahead and OK that. You can see there it go. Bounces it really quick. It took my silenced my mic or muted my mic a little bit. But anyway, that's really how easy it is. So anyway, the video contains, all or just scratching the surface on all the skills you'd acquire here in the Pro Tools for Songwriters and Music Business Majors course. MIDI, Easy Drummer, adding bass tracks, learning how to record a guitar with a microphone, a vocal with a mic, shredding the box with electric guitar. We'll do all kinds of other vocal editing techniques, flying, comping. We'll try some vocal tuning, all kinds of different stuff. So it's a fun class, a great class that kind of is heavy on hands-on, not real heavy on theory and things like that, but we really want to get your hands on and get you working and kind of get you fluent and kind of out the door so you can make a decision whether you'd want to continue on and buy your own Pro Tools rig or, other bands. There's not just Pro Tools, but also, other options out there as well. But anyway, feel free to contact me if you have any questions. My contact mail would have been in the email where this link to this video was found, or I'll give it to you right here. It's JIMP@mtsu.edu, JIMP@mtsu.edu. Hope to see you in the class. Thanks for watching the video.